No one can possibly make up the level of dangerous incompetence in the Trump administration. With them in charge, we may end up in World War III. And I want to talk about the latest example, this negotiation for peace in Ukraine. Right now, we're negotiating with Ukraine and Europe for supposedly peace in Ukraine. The document, the starting document we're using, Marco Rubio described as not American authored just yesterday, that represented a Russian wish list. Those are the words he used according to senators. Now he's walking all that back because Trump says you can't say that and is lying and saying, oh, it's American authored. How do we get there? The dangerous Keystone cop story as to why we're negotiating for peace with a Russian wish list begins with these two guys, Dmitriev, Russian, Witkoff, American, meeting in Miami. Neither of these two people is what anyone would call a diplomat. Dmitriev, he's in charge of Russia's sovereign fund and basically a business guy. Witkoff, no diplomatic experience. He's a real estate guy and friend of Trump. Witkoff, not surprisingly like Trump, loves Putin and Russia, talks about how we can do great business with Russia, even though, let's face it, Russia, it's a gas station with nukes and a crummy GDP. And he's willing to do anything for this supposed great business in Russia, just like Trump, including sell out Ukraine. Witkoff meets Dmitriev in Miami, and as far as I can tell, he's just a stenographer, basically takes Dmitriev's 28-point peace plan and says, yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Then someone leaks Witkoff's mostly authored Russian plan to Axios, who says, oh, scoop. What should have happened next was that the Trump administration should have said, that's just a preliminary document. Don't pay it any mind. We're still negotiating. But no, Trump jumped the gun and said, yeah, that's ours. We're going to run with it. And then he goes to Ukraine because he's trying to sell out Ukraine and says, here's our document. You got until Thanksgiving to decide. Meanwhile, back at the ranch in D.C., Marco Rubio and Republican senators are looking at this document saying, what the hell is going on? So Marco Rubio goes to the senators and says, don't worry, this is preliminary. It's just a Russian wish list. And then apparently Trump goes to Rubio and says, this is ours now. And Rubio has to walk back all he says to the senators. And now we're pretending that this mostly Russian authored document is our plan for peace. And with our incompetence, World War III is just around the corner.